Alright, welcome to this blog. It's going to be firefighter removal from a basement window. And this particular method, we're going to use a piece of webbing with two firefighters on the outside. When we teach firefighters about survival and rescue, we try to teach them how to survive and to get out of bad situations with just the tools they have in their hands, whether it be a Halligan, an axe, a piece of webbing, or a piece of rope. Because as we know, when we have to get out, we have to get out fast. Calling for extra equipment takes time. We're going to run out of air. Conditions are going to get bad. So we try to teach them to remove themselves and use removal techniques with just the equipment they have. So in this particular instance, as you can see, we're going to use a piece of webbing. We prefer a 20 to 30 foot piece tied in a loop with a water knot. Gives you sufficient amount of webbing to use. The firefighter in the basement either needs to throw his webbing out the window, or the firefighters outside need to throw theirs in. Now, it's important also that you try and clear the window completely as much as you can, whether it be those from the outside or you from the inside. If you've lost your tool, you fell through a floor, just find something in that basement to clear out that window with if you can. Get it as cleared out as best you can. The next thing you're going to do is that they're going to pass a loop down into you, and you're going to put your foot in it, and you want them to take the slack up as you're doing that. So as you can see, he's got his foot in it. He's got his foot in the loop right here, and he wants to get that as high as possible. You also want your hands on the sill, not on the webbing. Just like any other time you're going to be using rope or webbing, you don't want your hands or fingers getting stuck between the rope and the sill. It's going to slow you down and maybe prohibit you from getting out of that window. And as they draw the slack up on that webbing, you're going to step up and use it kind of like a little ladder. And what he's done here is he stepped up. The next thing he's going to do is he's going to bend this same knee, the one that he's got all of his weight on in that loop. He's going to bend it, and as he bends it, they're going to take the slack out on the outside. The two firefighters' job on the outside is to keep that webbing tight. It's not necessarily to yank them out and pull them out, as we'll see in a minute why that's a bad idea. You want the firefighter inside to be able to take steps and manipulate his own way out. So this knee that we've circled needs to come up again. The webbing will follow his foot up, and he'll step on it again just like walking up a ladder. Right here shows him he's taking another bite. And as you can see at the top, we can see his tank is hitting the top of that window, hitting the frame. 2 points of interest here. One, if the two people outside just pull the firefighter out, this can happen. And they can pull hard enough. If he doesn't have a good grasp on that sill, it could knock him back down into the basement. So we want a nice control removal with this, letting the firefighter inside kind of dictate the speed. The second thing is the firefighter making his way out. He's got to try and drop his shoulder, and we'll see that in the next slide. But the tendency for these firefighters is once they get their hands on that sill and they get a little weight above it, they want to push up. It's just natural to push up with your arms, but it pushes them into the top of that window frame. You want to try real hard about pushing your body out of the window. And it sounds kind of weird, but it does make a big difference. Alright, this way here you can see he's dropped his left shoulder. If you look in the corner of this window, he's gotten through and he's dropped his left shoulder. It gives him a little bit lower profile. It shoves the tank into the corner. And it doesn't matter if it's your left or your right. It's really preference, what you're comfortable with. But once you get through that window, especially the smaller openings, if you drop one shoulder or the other, it's going to turn your body a little bit. It's going to shift that tank into a corner. It's going to make your removal a little bit easier. And at this point, again, right here, he's going to want to take another step with that foot and start pushing his way the rest of the way out. And again, on the outside, we want to control removal from the two people on the outside. Their job is to keep tension on that webbing, not necessarily just to yank them out. We don't know what the conditions are down there. We just have to make sure we keep that webbing tight, allow the firefighter to step his way out. And once the firefighter's tank is through the sill, through the window, then we can help him get the rest of the way out. Grab his pack, grab his coat, get him out as quickly as possible. So that's a real simple method of using just one piece of webbing. No ladders, no tools, no saws. So carry a piece of webbing in your pocket. It's a good idea to keep a couple different pieces, a couple different lengths for different uses. Again, a 20-foot or 30-foot piece of webbing, tubular webbing, 1 inch, tied in a loop with a water knot is preferable for this particular situation, and it's what we keep in our pockets. So train hard, keep working, and thanks for reading. Take care. Bye.